A woman no one has ever heard of is going to be on Canada's new $10 bill because apparently Her Royal Majesty doesn't count as a woman, plus it is the current year. So the Trudeau government has chosen Viola Desmond to be featured on the new money note, while her illustrious accomplishments can be boiled down to about a single sentence. In 1946, Desmond defied a Nova Scotian movie theater's segregation policy by refusing to sit in the balcony designated exclusively for blacks. Instead, she sat in the whites-only section on the main floor before being arrested and charged. Now, the selection of Desmond might strike the astute viewer as sort of ironic, since it wasn't so long ago that Canada's self-styled feminist prime minister spoke at a segregated Muslim mosque, where the balcony was designated exclusively not for blacks, but women who are barred from the men-only main floor.
We are a place that has figured out that diversity can be a source of strength, not just a source of weakness. And as I look at this beautiful room with the sisters upstairs.
Yes, diversity is our strength, and that's what makes Viola Desmond the perfect pick to replace Canada's first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald, on the $10 note. Because, in case you didn't notice, Viola Desmond is black, and she's a woman, which basically makes her an automatic winner of the Oppression Olympics. And that is, of course, what this Liberal Make Work project is really about: virtue signaling. Reparations for oppression. That's why other contenders like Elizabeth McGill, Canada's first female engineer, didn't make the cut. She was white and therefore less oppressed and was hence disqualified. Now, the Canadian government would have you believe their pick was Canada's Rosa Parks, but the truth is she wasn't really a prominent figure in the civil rights movement, and her court case didn't change legal precedent surrounding racial discrimination in Canadian law. Viola Desmond didn't so much as challenge her conviction. She lost her case, paid a fine, moved to Montreal, and then started a business in New York. That said, I'm less concerned with Viola Desmond being on our bills than I am about who she will bump from our money. According to the Bank of Canada's website, Canada's first PM is going to be promoted to a banknote of higher value, which is cool, and the same will happen to Sir Wilfrid Laurier when his image is replaced by, some trans rights activist on the $5 bill sometime down the road. But here's where things get a little hairy. Since Laurier and Macdonald are getting bumped up, the guys already on the bigger bills are getting bumped right off. According to the Bank of Canada, former Prime Ministers William Lyon Mackenzie King and Sir Robert Borden will no longer be portrayed on a banknote. Unbelievable! Justin Trudeau's Liberal government is erasing Canada's two wartime prime ministers from the banknote because tokenism? Sir Robert Borden transformed Canada's government to a wartime administration during the First World War. He transformed the British Empire into a partnership of equal states. He convinced the world that Canada had indeed become a nation on the battlefields of Europe. And Mackenzie King, apart from being the longest-serving prime minister in Canadian history, King led Canada from a colony with responsible government to an autonomous nation within the British Empire. Both these great men, who, yes, were white and gender binary, are national heroes. And as someone who has a degree in Canadian history, let me tell you, it is not racist. And it is not sexist to say both these men deserve more to be on Canada's money than someone who was barely a footnote in our country's history. And one more thing. This whole put a honey on our money campaign has been one based on a lie. Say we set aside Her Royal Majesty for a second. Is there really a lack of the Y chromosome on our money bills? Well, our $50 bill has not one, but 5 women on the back, better known as the famous 5. Meantime, our $100 note commemorates medical innovation and the discovery of insulin. And so what if it was a Canadian male, Frederick Banting, who was behind the research? We put a female scientist on our banknote. As for the smaller notes, our $10 bill, the one that Viola Desmond will soon be featured on, that bill honors our peacekeeping forces in our Ottawa's War Memorial, and it depicts a blue beret female soldier. As far as I can tell, when you add up all of our dollar bills and monetary coins, it is only the $5 note that is scandalously without any variation which depicts a female. And frankly, who gives a damn? As a woman, I don't require visual reminders that other women did stuff in order to go on and do great things with my own life. And frankly, the suggestion of as much actually infantilizes the lot of us. Here's a tip for the Liberal government. Stop trying to massage our historical record. Put the gendered lenses down and pocket that race card. If you really give a damn about the status of women, how about you focus on actual policies that can positively affect their lives, as opposed to symbolic overtures that serve none of us at all? For the Rebel.media, I'm Faith Goldie. Like what you just saw? For more news you can use, as well as all of my commentary, click below and subscribe to our YouTube channel.